Adorama TV presents the reDefine Show with Tamara Lackey, where she talks with creatives who make it all work, bringing their best creative and business tips to you, along with fresh ideas and equipment favorites.
Hello, Dane Sanders.
Hello, Tamara Lackey.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I feel like I'm on the hot seat at ESPN, where they have, like, you know, the hard cold facts.
Yes.
I feel like it right
now.
Yeah,
it's gonna get even better. We're just starting.
Is it sponsored by Coors Light?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, good.
Tell me, what do you do?
I'm a photographer.
But you do a lot of things.
I do. Yes. I write books.
Yes.
I speak.
Wait, let's start. You're a photographer.
Yes.
You write books.
Yes.
You speak.
Yes. I work with companies that want help with things.
Yes. Consultant.
Yep. And I work with a lot of photo studios around the country who are, well, a little bigger than that, but who are just trying to get grounded in what they're getting really clear and really focused as expediently as possible.
Right.
And I love that work. It's really fun.
Right. And you also kind of have a community through Fast Track. You've got, you've got a community.
Yeah, we have about probably 30 groups around the world. They're called Better Together groups.
Yes.
And there's about, our best estimate is about 3,000 people who meet regularly every month. And they're really cool groups. They're very supportive. They used to be kind of glorified AA groups for photographers, kind of just support group. And we switched to more of a focused on implementation. Like, okay, we can go to a great event like WPPI or go to a great workshop and people walk away excited but overwhelmed. And how do they actually go about implementing? And these groups are meant to be work groups to help people actually implement. Our fundamental belief is that the Fast Track ideal is that, you know, you're unique and I'm unique, and out of that uniqueness, you and I could be competitors in the same context and actually be supportive of each other, and make each other better, not just be freaked out and scarcity mindset.
Gotcha. And that's actually helpful, because I think that comes up a lot, especially as I think this community is, luckily, I feel very fortunate about this, is moving into more of that supportive mode with each other.
Our industry is too small to not be supportive. That's my mindset.
Yeah, and I think that because I have had people come up to me at workshops when I'm teaching and say, I didn't want to say anything, but, you know, Susie's right here and she's actually right in my market, and you know, I know that you can't do anything about that, but I feel a little weird. I'm not sure what to take in and what to share during the workshop, and that comes up a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know that anybody has the answer, but I'm hoping that one of the answers is just soak it in. Help as much as possible and realize that your unique differentiator is you, just like
absolutely.
you said.
The new thing that we just did are called Fastermind groups, which is kind of a clever spin on mastermind groups, and they're online hangouts.
That is clever.
Yeah, thank you. They're online Google Plus hangouts, and people pay to be a part of them. They're very intense, 12 weeks. They're business coaching. So
someone comes in and says, you know what, I want to start having a guaranteed 4 portraits a week. I want my average sales to be $2,000 a shoot. This is what I'm going into, and then the program that we put into that, that'll be a
that's
input?
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's that declaration is what's so critical, because they get clear on, okay, where are they starting from?
Right.
Where are they going to?
Right.
And once those 2 plot points are in play and they get committed to it, then it's just the facilitator and the whole cohort of people backing them up. Well, you said you wanted this.
Yeah.
So 40
back to the idea of public accountability.
That's right. Radical public accountability.
Yeah. Fantastic. I have some questions for you.
I'm excited. I'm actually nervous. This is the hard cold facts thing, right?
This is the flash round.
Ooh.
Okay. And you get that, right? Flash, like not lightning because you're a photographer, right? No.
Clever.
Okay. Flash round. You can't just top of mind answer. So
well,
don't worry about it. Don't
bad
go
or
into detail.
broken. What is it? The
wrong or bad or broken. Then we will judge you harshly.
You won't be the first. You won't be the last.
I know.
No problem.
We are on YouTube. There's all kinds of judgment. All right. 2 favorite lenses.
That's easy. 85 1.2 and my 35. Well, can I say 3?
Nope.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
And then I think I like my 50 1.2.
Third favorite lens.
35 1.4.
Dream camera you'd buy.
But you know what?
Money
The
were
problem.
no
qualifiers.
You can clarify later.
Okay, will you let me?
Yes, promise.
Okay, good.
Dream camera you'd buy if money were no object.
You know, I have this new idea that the best camera is the one that's with you.
Really, Chase?
What?
Canon, Nikon, Sony, or Fuji?
I use Canon.
Canon.
Yep.
TTL or flash, or manual mode and flash?
Great question, both.
Both. Fight or flight?
Gosh, is it with you?
Depends on the individual. One piece of gear you wish you hadn't bought.
Oh, I have about 5 million. Every time because I buy it to test. Like I'll buy it and then I'll test it out and be like, I don't want to use it. And then I look at the tens of thousands of dollars I've wasted.
What piece of gear?
My first lens, 28 to 70.
Done. Okay. And you can go into detail on this later. This
Okay.
actually might be the way I conduct my interviews from now on. I have all my context. One piece of gear you'd recommend under $100.
I would. It's called a glyph, GLIF, and you put it on your. It's a tripod mount for your iPhone, and it's really awesome.
Nice and cheap.
It also stands up, like it holds it up. It was
Like how much?
Oh, I think it's like $40, but it was like a Kickstarter project, like that somebody invented and came out. It's really cool.
Okay. Photoshop or Lightroom?
Both.
Nice.
Sorry.
Me too. Favorite mascara? Favorite perfume?
Oh, Bulgari. What do you smell it? Tammy just got it for me.
That's. But you wear perfume or is that a cologne?
It's cologne. What's the difference?
Cologne is what the men call it when they wear perfume.
The really masculine men like me.
Yes. What gear do you pull out just to impress a client?
My loop, my Hoodman loop, and because they love the experience of actually looking in the back of the camera and having it magnify and total dark out.
Yeah,
and it was actually a Joe McNally trick.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Like it. Any gear that you'd rather hide from your client or you don't talk a lot about? Like it's a revealing piece of gear, so like it's not something you're going to show when they're filming a video about you.
All my Kevin Kubota presets.
Oh, good one. Speed lights, strobes, or constants?
Great question. For video, I do constants for sure, and I like constants because it's like cheating. It's like easy and see it.
This is what I see, and that's what I'm going to shoot.
I love that. It's fun.
Me too.
But I'm loving speed lights. I think, I assisted Jeremy on the shoot, Jeremy Cowart, a friend of ours, and saw what a serious commercial setup can look like. We have a serious budget and just had pro photo lust all over the place. But just I'm a running gun shooter, so strobes work great for me.
Right. Good. Can you clarify and go into more detail about that whole thing you were saying about dream camera that you'd buy if money were no object? I see how I took us back?
You did.
I didn't leave
It's
you.
really
I
good.
heard you.
And I hear you and see you. What was the question?
Dream camera you'd buy if money were no object.
I think can that extend to like my whole photo kit?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would just go with anything like Joe McNally's entire setup.
Okay.
Like it drives
just
me crazy.
knock on his door and purchase and drag.
Just take it all out, you know.
Yeah.
But it drives me crazy because he'll go to like Timbuktu and he has like Octabanks and whatever, and of course he can make it with a matchstick and it would work for him. But I think gear is powerful, and I know it's very fashionable for photographers to say like, don't buy yourself into a product. Like, and I'm actually in agreement. Even the lenses I recommended earlier. See, I brought that back.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to recommend those lenses because they're really expensive lenses, and you don't actually need them. The one lens I would have, in retrospect, I didn't want was the first lens I bought, which is a 24 to 70. That everybody, it's a staple.
The workhorse,
Everyone's got that. But I don't use it anymore because I went to Primes and I actually sold that one lens that everyone uses all the time. You know?
Well, it's got to be what works for you.
It is. Yeah. It's got to work for you. And I think spending your way in doesn't make sense. But I will say, gear is powerful. And if you have the right gear, you can do things easier than if you don't. And so I think if you're once
you get the look that you don't have to. You're like, wow, that just came out like that.
Absolutely.
Like you look at the 85-1.2 and the 85-1.8 Canon lenses.
Yep.
They're about what? $1,000 apart,
at least $1,000.
more than that apart.
Yep.
And the 85-1.8, the 85-1.2, I believe, is better, but not like $1,000.
Well, it's probably
better.
not a value better.
So I know you shoot weddings and portraits.
I do.
Portraits. If you were to just blue sky, dream subject, dream setup, what is it?
I'd photograph Bono.
Yeah,
I
Bono.
think. Yeah, I would probably.
That guy retains his hotness.
Yeah. He's probably a good-looking guy.
That's why you meant it, right?
If you're seeing
he's
this,
just so passionate.
Paul, if you're looking at this later, I just want to let you know you are a good-looking man, so you should feel good about it. So, Paul Houston, it's Bono.
Oh,
that's his real name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And where would you photograph him?
I'd want to do it in his home. I like his context and try to get as much. much like true environmental portraiture. And his home is so much like on tour, so I don't know where that would be. Would it be on route? Would it be like his apartment in New York? I know he bought that from Steve Jobs, and I bet you it's a pretty nice place, so maybe that would be a cool context. But that's probably who I'd want to photograph.
Top 3 pieces of advice you'd offer anybody to do better with what they do, not even just business, but just be a better photographer, be a better shooter, be smarter about how you're getting the funds to continue to shoot.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, intention is everything, and getting really clear on who you are, first of all, which is all of these are moving targets. So it's not like linear, I'm going to do A, then B, then C.
Yeah.
These are going to be happening simultaneously.
Right.
But my big 3 things is be you. Figure out who you are first and build off of that, especially if it's yourname.com. Make it yourself so you don't feel like you're pretending. It's ironic that the more I understand the parts of me I don't like and I make friends with that, how much more of me comes to the table that can be creative. And
that's what be you.
That's what it is.
That's the start of what we're talking about when says be you. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not just weakness, it's strength too. Like I can be okay with, I'm not enough to be falsely humble. Like I can do things really well, some things really well. And it's important for me to leverage those and do them even better.
Right.
And I want to be excellent. So be you, number 2. 2, have a plan. Like if you're not clear on, if your starting point is you and your vision is your plan where you want to go,
right,
you need both. And otherwise you're wandering. All the time that I'm spending not picking someplace to go, that is indeed a vision.
Yes.
I'm committing to staying put.
Yes.
And I don't want to do that. So I would start with B, then see where you want to go, and then I'd go do it. And
also then, is that the third point?
That's the
Action?
third point. Yep. Implementation. And I think sometimes people think, like I think the classic one is social media, or like watching a show like this. People think, gosh, I'm experiencing something, I'm on Facebook or I'm doing whatever, but I'm actually not doing the work. And that needs to be...
It feels like you're doing something because you've been doing it for 8 to 10 hours that day.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you have to interrupt that. The hardest work then is to stay awake.
Yeah.
Like, how do I stay awake at the wheel and not fall asleep? And what's great is you think about all the philosophers over the years and anyone who's thought well about living, like Socrates, Aristotle.
Yeah.
They were concerned with Pascal, like they were concerned with these things.
Yes.
Pascal says man's chiefest problem, and I think he meant men and women both,
yes,
is their inability to sit in a room by themselves. And it's hard to be by yourself. It's hard, to make good with that. So again, you make good with the amount of distance you create from average to excellent by making those kinds of commitments. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, along those lines, have you heard the theory of Socrates' cave? His
yes.
I love this. It's the concept that the difference between being awake and just reacting and going is similar to being if you were in a cave with your hands tied and you were looking at the wall in the pitch dark and you were seeing the shadows of life happening behind you. To you, that's reality. But if you were to somehow break the binds, get up, turn around, the light would be blinding and everything would be so vivid and real and amazing and you'd be living. And yet the whole idea was that those who get up and walk out to the light are the insane ones, the crazy ones.
That's why I love what you're
interesting.
It is. Well, and it's why I love what you're doing here. And it's such an important contribution because the idea of reDefine, like you actually have volition, power, input, creativity, only if you claim it.
Right.
Otherwise, you're like this in the cave, and I think,
and you have to keep reclaiming it. And that's going back to the being alive. But this is a really good conversation. Your show is it ranging every Tuesday at times?
It's usually Tuesday
Fast Track
at
Coaching.
blog.fasttrackphotographer.com.
I was just going to say, can you tell people where they can find it? blog.fasttrackphotographer.com.
Yep.
Okay, and where to find out more information about you? Twitter, Facebook.
It's basically Dane Sanders at Dane Sanders, DaneSanders.com, Facebook /Dane Sanders, Instagram, Dane Sanders.
You were very redundant.
Well, yeah, that's what I do. Or you can go to followdane.com. I made a little URL to make it quicker.
Oh, that's smart.
And I made DanePlus.com for Google Plus.
Yes.
And I'm going to be spending way more time on the Google Plus. I think it's pretty awesome. But that's for another conversation.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adorama TV is brought to you by Adorama, your best source for the equipment and knowledge you need. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. Place your order by 7 p.m. and it ships the same day. Plus, the next time you're in New York City, Be sure to visit our store, located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. Check out the Adorama Rental Company for professional cameras, lighting, computers, and more. We'll help you make the best selection to match your needs while giving you the knowledge to achieve the best outcome from your rental. Adorama is your complete solution for equipment, printing, training, and more. Adorama, more than a camera store.
If you've seen the show, which you have, right?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
I start out by doing an intro and introducing you in the intro. And
Okay.
then so we go right into the interview.
Is this part of the thing?
We're doing the interview now.
I know, but if I do this, like, it's going to be part of the show.
Sure.
Okay.